Hello everybody and happy Monday. That's motivation for me to upload this on Monday. You can do it, Alice. Clearly I'm not the only one who finds Mondays to be rather difficult, but for some reason I find them exceptionally hard. That's why you don't see a lot of Monday videos from me, but we're gonna try. In this video, I'm gonna be talking to you guys all about the skincare brand Belif, taking you through the routine that I've been using for the last 2 weeks. Now, I've been doing a lot more skincare brands from Korea. You guys may have noticed. That's both because you guys wanted to see more of that and because, as several of you pointed out, when you used Korean brands in general, things went pretty well for you. Yeah, you're right. And this brand went well for me too, even though it gave me that same conflicted situation that I have every time we start using products that contain alcohol. See, this is something I've noticed, without making this too much of a blanket statement, but in a lot of Korean brands, it seems they really focus pretty heavily on plant ingredients, herbs, flowers with mamone. And it makes sense that to preserve those ingredients, you put alcohol in there, but there's this huge fear of alcohol in the skincare community, and I have even had bad effects from using alcohol-based products. But I figured out a while ago that, at least for me, I have found the reason why, and I don't want to make a blanket statement, so this may not be everybody's experience, but for me, if I start using products that contain alcohol, which is a penetration enhancer, I have to be careful what actives I'm using along with those products. So basically, this trial went pretty well for me. I did have I had an allergic reaction, but we'll talk about that. I don't hold the brand accountable for that. That's my skin. But overall, I did have a really good experience with the brand. I understand why these products are so loved. And again, that's the debate that I've had going on in my own head, is how is it that these products have 1 and 2 star ratings on Beautypedia, but you go on the Sephora website and there are people saying these are their holy grails. Well, I'm gonna explain why, probably more towards the end of this video. I wanna jump into the routine first. We'll do some individual reviews of these products. So first off, we've got our cleanser, and the one that I used is the Creamy Cleansing Foam Moist. This retails for $26 for 5.4 ounces. This is a foaming cleanser, but in terms of the stripping capacity of a foaming cleanser, I think the most stripping that I've ever tried has to be that Skin Iceland one. This was still a foaming cleanser, so it is still a little more on the drying side. But overall, it's not too bad, and I have to confess that I personally love this style of cleanser. This is what pairs so nicely with your Clarisonic, your Foreo, your Cognac sponge, if that's what you use. It's what I use now. Got the Clarisonic and the Foreo just sitting there. This one says on it for normal to dry skin, but this one also is the product that has the most 1-star reviews in perspective. It's still got a 4-star rating on the Sephora website, but it does seem like a lot of people didn't get along with it too well. It did seem that people with combination to oily skin were having a better time with this, but you could also do what I do as somebody with dry skin and make sure that you immediately tone immediately after stepping out of the shower with something that is hydrating. That's been my latest fix so that I can use a little bit more drying of a cleanser. So I guess I'd say with this one, approach it with caution. There are many people who like it and a surprisingly large amount of people who it doesn't work for. Then we've got the Bergamot Herbal Extract Toner for normal combination skin. This retails for $28 for 6.75 ounces. I think I forgot to say I did buy minis. I bought 2 little sets in order to do this review. Bless this little toner because it is 8% bergamot extract, and it is what gave me an allergic reaction. I'm so happy about that. I know. You have to understand that. Have you guys seen the TED Talk with the woman who studied strokes her whole life and then she had a stroke? That's me when I discover what's going on with a skincare product that is causing a problem. So I woke up after, I think I only used this 2 days in a row, and I realized I had all these little red spots all over my face, and I was like, yes, finally we know it's the bergamot. That is classic signs of an allergic reaction. I've suspected it for a while, but this cemented it. I'll link the video where I talk about how to determine allergy versus breakouts versus purging. But yeah, I couldn't use this, so I can't give too thorough of a review, but the reason that bergamot is used in this is that it's supposed to be anti-acne. However, there is a percentage of people that with pretty much every herb in existence are gonna have an allergic reaction. So I think that's really something that you have to keep in mind if you go the more natural route. There are allergic reactions. You may think, oh, it's safer to be using plants from the earth, but that doesn't mean that you're not gonna have an allergic reaction. That's not the sign of a problem, a product being a problem. It's just allergy. Then we've got the Hungarian Water Essence. This retails for $42 for 2.53 ounces, and I loved this. Oh my goodness. If you're not already using an essence, it is a fantastic product to incorporate into your skincare routine that goes between your toner and your moisturizer or before your serum. And what most essences do is they provide a good thin layer of hydration, just kind of increase the potency of anything that follows, because the more moist your skin is, the more you're going to absorb those following layers. This is again that really light layer of hydration, and it is formulated with lavender, which lavender works for me. This is again that situation of some people are going to have an allergic reaction and some people are going to love it. I love lavender. I've really noticed that it helps me to especially prevent any cystic acne. That's been a real problem for me throughout my life. Something about lavender, even if I still do have breakouts, which I mean, I've had breakouts since I turned 18, basically. Yay, adult acne, it's so wonderful. But sometimes I will, not for a long time, but I used to have really bad cystic acne, so dialing it back to just regular acne it's wonderful. We're so happy when our acne is just normal here. So I'm a huge fan of lavender. I really enjoyed that product. I'm going to continue to use an essence for sure. Let's talk about the moisturizers next. I think these are some of Belif's most popular products. The one that I have been trying is the True Cream Aqua Balm. I have tried the moisturizing balm in the past. Both of them retail for $38 for 1.68 ounces, and you're going to want the Aqua Balm if you are more combination to oily, and you'll want the other one, the moisturizing balm, if you are more dry. You've got a great saving grace if you do have dry skin. I think this is one of few perks of dry skin. If you ever end up with a sample or just a product in general that is not moisturizing enough for you, add an oil. That's something that doesn't switch around the other way. You know, if you've got too heavy of a cream for oily skin, sorry, but if it is not heavy enough for you, just again add oil. I've been doing that for the past 2 weeks, and I in the end really enjoyed it. I really liked this. I think the biggest pro with this product, oh, I'm pretty much out, so I can't really show it to you, but it is a very, very lightweight moisturizer. Hold on, we don't waste cream. This particular version has herbs that are meant to minimize the appearance of pores. I really think the strength of this product is how nicely it plays with makeup. We don't talk about this anywhere near enough, but there are so many moisturizers that you can put on your skin, and then if you go to put makeup on over it, it's a disaster. It's a disaster. This is such a beautiful moisturizer, and I really think the strength with this is you apply this to your skin and it just sinks in so quickly that it feels like it's gone, but your skin doesn't feel dry. I tried 2 eye creams from this brand, so I'll go ahead and talk about them comparatively. We've got the Moisturizing Eye Balm, which retails for $48 for 8.4 ounces, and the Pete Miracle Revival Eye Cream, which retails for $58 for 0.84 ounces. So with both of these, you're getting more eye cream than you would traditionally do in your mid-range or any eye cream. They tend to be about 0.5 ounces as opposed to 0.84. What I found is that the moisturizing eye cream is a lot lighter in texture. All right, so there is a $10 price difference, but I don't actually think it's that big of a difference because this right here is the Moisturizing Eye Balm. It is definitely a lighter, more gel-like texture, and the Pete Miracle Cream is much heavier. I ended up using this one during the day, also plays really nicely with makeup, and then this one at night, it's just a little bit heavy, so it doesn't play that well with makeup, but it's a lot more like most traditional eye creams that are more heavy. Worth making sure that I point out, neither of these eye creams contain alcohol. The moisturizer does, but these do not, and that's exactly what I would hope for. Again, I've learned that I don't necessarily mind alcohol in my skincare, but I do in my eye cream. I don't want it there. That skin is just too delicate if you ask me. All right, so that means we end with the Aqua Balm Sleeping Mask. This is a moisturizer that is meant to be used at night. However, Belif says you can either use this on its own or you can layer this over your moisturizer. Now for me, I much preferred to layer it over a moisturizer. On its own, it's actually quite light. However, it does have a very long list of herbs that are rich in antioxidants, so I think it's a great way to add some antioxidants overnight. It does contain hyaluronic acid as well. And what's really nice about this product is its price tag is very affordable. It is $34 for 2.52 ounces. That's a lot of product for only $34. And again, a really good way to add moisture into your routine overnight. So to wrap everything up, I think the brand went really well for me, even though I did have a couple breakouts, mostly because I had disrupted my skin and I had that allergic reaction early on, which thankfully I'm glad that I was able to isolate the problem rather than, throw the baby out with the bathwater. That's a horrible expression. Oh my gosh. But to me, what I think Belif's real strength is how nicely it sits on the skin if you're a big fan of makeup. And what I wanted to say about this is something that I don't think comes up enough in skincare discussions, and that's that a lot of people who are really into skincare don't wear a lot of makeup, and a lot of people who are into makeup don't wear a lot of skincare. My suspicion for why this is that interaction between those two, it doesn't always go as well as Ulta and Sephora might like for you to think it does. I've tried a ton of skincare. I've done the thing where you do a peel followed with a really heavy moisturizer, then you put your foundation on. Ooh, you're gonna be picking skin flakes out of your foundation all day long. So I think what happens is if you want to increase your skincare routine, but you are somebody that wears a lot of makeup, I think you've gotta go for these more neutral brands. You've gotta go for brands that aren't giving you this huge active kick where you could run into those flaking type of issues. You need something that's just simple. And again, I really think that's the strength of this brand. I think that, I'm out here spouting unpopular skincare opinions by saying, you know what, I don't think alcohol is the end of the world. Or jar packaging necessarily, but that's what I found from my own personal experiences. Remember that experiences vary. I'm just sharing with you how things went for me, and I'm really glad that I have observed that the biggest issue that I have with alcohol is combining it with actives. I mean, really, can you imagine combining products with alcohol with Tret? Can you imagine? You'd be increasing the potency, and Tret is already so potent. You'd probably see so much more of those side effects from using that. So again, I really did enjoy the brand. I think that if you are dipping your toes into the skincare world, I think you'll really enjoy the Belif brand. And I think if you're a real heavy skincare enthusiast and you're using all the actives, then this brand is probably not gonna be the best option for you. Hope you guys found this video helpful. If you did, please make sure to give it a like and hit subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.